Sydney Opera House, it was officially opened by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in October of 1973. And in that time, the Sydney Opera House has become one of the most visited sites in Australia. The Sydney Opera House has a global recognition factor of around 4 billion people.
Wow.
That equates to roughly 2 out of every 3 people on the face of the earth. They recognise the iconic shape of the Sydney Opera House. It's amazing. People get truly overwhelmed walking through this space.
I bet especially architects.
Architects, they've taken architects around, they just want to come and sit here and go, oh, baby.
Okay, so obviously we got concrete on the inside, but
Indeed.
on the outside is not.
Well, the whole roof is covered in ceramic roof tiles from Sweden. There is 1,056,006 individual roof tiles that cover the whole Sydney Opera House. Now, instead of climbing up and individually placing each tile, one after the other, up to 1,056,006, they tiled each one of those panels or lids down on the ground. Then they used a big crane, picked up each individual panel section and locked it into position.
What's the message to our viewers? I mean, obviously it's a beautiful structure, but why should people come to the Sydney Opera House?
I thought the Sydney Opera House was just for opera and just for classical music. But coming to the Sydney Opera House, it's places to eat, great views all the way around and inside, but it's not just opera that they do here. It's rock concerts, films, talk, avant-garde theatre, cabaret, burlesque, rock shows, a little bit of something for everyone.
One of the most thrilling things you can do here is climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Next stop, the top.
Welcome to the Sydney Harbour Bridge. What I'd like to do is to grab your latch, take it off the hook. We will be attaching it to our static line. That'll be on our right hand side. So we're ready for action?
Yes.
Let's go, let's do it. First part of the bridge here, southern approach span, roughly 300 metres long. So here we are coming over George Street. It's the oldest street in the country in actual fact.
Is it really? That's quite a climb.
Brilliant.
That's a fun little climb right there, straight up.
Everybody gets the same thrill that you do on the bridge, Jono.
And you get to do it several times a day.
We do. We get to do it up to 3 times a day. You've got to be fit and ready to go as a climb leader.
You're looking fit, man. So what's that little fort-like thing over there?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Jono, because that's our main means of defence in Sydney. Fort Denison, roughly 155 years of age. So the little island that that fort sits on, which is known as Pinchgut, was literally the top of the island was quarried away to a shelf so they could build the fort there that we see today.
I see lots of other people climbing the bridge. How many people come through this every day?
A record-breaking day, we'll see 1,800 people, and big numbers. It's the thing you've got to do when you come to Sydney, as you can see, Jono. You've got views of the whole of Greater Sydney, right out to those Blue Mountains, right down to the Southern Highlands, out to the Tasman Sea, part of the South Pacific.
How good is this? Australia is laden with beautiful creatures, and I'm not just talking about the humans. Today we get up close and personal at the Cairns Tropical Zoo. Koalas are so cute and so cuddly, but in most places in the world you actually can't cuddle them, but here, Jazz, we can.
You can, yes. One of the very unique opportunities that we allow our guests as they come to the zoo.
So she likes to be cuddled?
She does, yes. Do you want to have a go?
Of course.
All right. Good girl. All right, so it's really, really easy. It's basically like holding a baby that's got nails. There you go.
Oh yeah, she's sweet.
Cheers.
Feels like a little baby.
It does. Feels like a teddy bear with batteries.
She's precious.
She is.
Is it possible for me to take her home?
No, you wouldn't get far. I've got incredibly long legs.
You can't come to the zoo in Australia and not hang out with the kangaroos.
It is by far one of the most popular aspects of the zoo is coming to see these Aussie icons.
I didn't think they'd let us get this close.
They're incredibly friendly, very, very relaxed, just like the rest of us locals. They're pretty chilled out.
This bird kind of scares me. The cassowary, probably the most dangerous bird in the world, am I right?
Potentially, yeah. Basically they run at you, they can run up to about 60 kilometres an hour and they'll run at you and strike with either their chest and or their foot.
Now there's a baby around that we can actually kind of get close to?
Yeah, we can get close to him. He's not so much a baby anymore, more of a sub-adult, but we can still get quite close to him, yeah.
It's kind of like getting in the swamp with the crocodile right now. It's kind of what that's like. Here he comes.
You guys are all right. If you just stay there, he'll be okay.
No sudden moves. Our next zoo adventure, the crocodiles.
Throughout the world, guys, we have 23 species of crocodilian. Now here in Australia, guys, we are lucky enough to have 2 of those species. Those bumps along his back there basically help to break up the surface tension of the water, allowing these animals to be a mere 15-20 centimetres below the surface and move right up into position. Now you might see if we can get the big fella out for you today, guys, so you can have a bit of a better look at him. There we go. Look at that. What a lovely smile.
What a special day. Thank you, Jazz. This was awesome.
We do have one last surprise, one character who would love to have a cuddle with you.
Bring it on.
Come on over, Harani.
Hey! What an amazing hands-on experience here at the Cairns Tropical Zoo.
It's quite a more unique way of viewing the reef, that's for sure.
This is cool.
Yeah. Look, the Great Barrier Reef, you're actually looking at about 350,000 square kilometres.
There's hundreds of different types of fish. And I'm really impressed with these little, look like stick-like features.
They're called staghorn coral, the branchy ones. But the reason why they differ in colour, it comes down to an organism called zooxanthellae. There's just amazing colours in this reef. Sunlight does depend as well. What we tend to find when it comes to trying to figure out the names of these corals and fish is what they look like is what they're called.
What are these ones here?
These guys here are called scissor-tailed sergeant majors.
I'd call them zebrafish.
Zebrafish is another one. That's the more common name.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It is. I've been here for the last 2.5 years and there's always still something new to see every day.
Oh yeah, you never see the same thing.
Oh, no way. Yeah, no, it's amazing. You can also see this swaying coral on our left here. Spaghetti coral.
Spaghetti coral. Yeah.
Spaghetti coral.
It looks like spaghetti.
Yeah, you can relate to that. It's one of our soft corals.
Let's snorkel the Great Barrier Reef. We've seen the reef from underneath the water, now it's time to get a bird's eye view.
The reef itself made up of about 2,900 separate reefs, along with sand cays and islands, stretches to 1,500 miles along the Queensland coast.